murder. In the Bible, not Cain and Abel, not King David and Uriah. This one was different. This one was buried. No trial, no justice, just silence. Hidden beneath prophecy, politics, and power. A brutal death, washed away by time until now. Some say it was divine. Others say it was a calculated cover-up. 2,000 years in the making. This is the murder buried in the Bible. And once you hear the story, you may never read the scriptures the same way again. His name was Jesus, son of Joseph, a carpenter's boy from Nazareth, a preacher, a rebel, a healer, a threat to the Roman Empire. He was just another disturber of peace. To religious leaders, a dangerous man with dangerous words. But to his followers, he was a Messiah, the one they'd waited generations for. The Gospels describe the events of his life. But what they don't say, clearly at least, is that his execution was not just a religious prophecy, but a political murder. Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor, Caiaphas, the high priest, Judas Iscariot, the betrayer, the people, the crowd, the silence. Who really killed him? Was Pilate pressured, or was he a puppet? Was Judas a villain or a pawn? And what about the Sanhedrin, the Jewish court, who tried him in secret at night? The evidence paints a different picture than Sunday school ever did. One with backdoor deals, midnight trials, and a scapegoat, executed to protect the powerful. According to Jewish law, trials were not to be held at night. They weren't supposed to be held on Passover either. Yet, Jesus was arrested at night, tried before dawn, and sentenced before sunrise. The Sanhedrin broke their own laws, and still they moved forward. Why? Because if this man continued, crowds would grow, power would shift, and prophecy or not, someone had to silence him. The people who shouted, "Hosanna," days earlier, now cried, "Crucify him." But what about the others? The priests who disagreed? The disciples who fled? The ones who stayed silent? Silence, in moments of injustice, is not neutrality. It's consent. And in this case, that silence may have been the loudest guilt of all. Jesus didn't just preach peace. He flipped tables. He challenged systems. He called out corruption publicly. He was bad for business. To the Romans, he was a rebel. To religious elites, he was a threat to their control. To both, he was dangerous. His death was more than a sacrifice. It was a power move. The records of his trial? Gone. The official charges? Disputed. Witnesses? Conflicting accounts. Gospel accounts vary, and Roman records are suspiciously quiet. It's almost as if someone didn't want the details to survive. For centuries, the story was told one way. Simple, sacred, untouchable. But when you peel back the layers, you don't just find scripture, you find scandal. This wasn't just prophecy fulfilled. It was politics disguised as religion, murder cloaked in holiness, and a 2,000-year-old cover-up that still holds power. Some say Judas was set up, not a traitor, but a willing tool. Others believe Jesus faked his death, an escape artist, not a sacrifice. Some argue Pilate didn't want him dead at all, and that secret scrolls reveal a very different story. Is it conspiracy or cover-up? We may never know the full truth, but one thing is clear. This wasn't just a death. It was a message, and the deeper you look, the darker it gets. So what do you think? Was this a biblical prophecy or the greatest cover-up in ancient history? Drop your theory in the comments. And if you're into stories like this, subscribe now, because the next one, it's even darker